and I have worked together for going on 20 years, and he's very thoughtful and spends a lot of time thinking about this stuff. So we're really glad he's here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Clark. Great to see everybody and all these people in the room. It's just great to get our industry together all in the same room once a year. I think most everyone in here is familiar with Montana Land Source, and like Clark said, one thing that's unique about our data is our focus on listings. So we have a lot of great listing data, which is pretty informative about the market in general. So Montana Land Source, we like to call ourselves the source for the Montana land market. We scan all available sources for listings and sales data daily. Includes 4 MLSs, Montana MLS systems, broker websites. We get a lot of information directly from brokers, which is always appreciated. We scan advertising venues, so everyone else is advertising, cadastral, and even social media. We also consider ourselves highly impartial and unbiased. Been countering misconceptions lately that that we're brokers, which we're not. It was created by myself as an appraiser, and we are not agents or brokers, so we don't in any way get in the way of transactions. Had an old-time broker just recently tell me he's been staying away from Montana Land Source because he thought we were brokers. Not true. So the available resources on Montana Land Source, land market updates daily on our website, our Montana Land Map, the Montana Land Report, weekly email that goes out with new activity for that week, property search, Montana Land News, such as events like this, and Montana Land Property Advertising. We have subscription services. New in 2019 was a free level subscription, some free content on our website, of which we have about 364 subscribers. And then we've just recently rebranded our paid subscription as Market Expert Paid Subscriptions. Full access to all the data on Montana Land Source, and we're at about 166 subscribers for that. And some like to know who our subscriber basis is. 36% brokers and agents, 26% buyers, 22% other, which means we don't know who they are, I guess. 6% appraisers, 5% nonprofits, and 5% sellers. It all started with our map application. Available data includes listings, pendings, and sales, of course, wildfires, township range and sections, cadastral, public lands, conservation easements, wilderness areas, hunting districts, tribal lands, and aerial, topo, terrain map backgrounds, all put together on one map app. People don't sometimes fully realize that we have cadastral data in our map application. So all the information that's available on cadastral is available on our website. We have a custom report here with fields from cadastral, including things like the acreage, land class acreage, total acreage values for land and buildings, and then also link directly to the property card in cadastral for things like detailed information on improvements and that kind of stuff. So we've tried to make everything that's available in cadastral available on our app as well. And we offer property advertising. In 2019, over 30,000 unique users to our site, over 150,000 total page views, and over 33,000 views of our property pages, so specific properties, the property pages we have on our website. Excuse me, and nearly 20,000 map opens. I thought people would find this interesting. The top 5 properties viewed in 2019 on Montana Land Source. Number 1 was the Ellis Ranch in eastern Montana, listed by Mason and Morris. Number 2, Horse Thief Basin Ranch, Western Ranch Brokers. Number 3, Evans Homestead, Don Banneman's here in the valley. Number 4, 63 Ranch, listed by Swan Land Company. And 5, the Cloud Peak CX Ranch auction. in eastern Montana, southeastern Montana. Okay, onto the data. This is current as of last week on Montana Land Source. Total number of active listings in Montana. This is 200 acres and up across all Montana. About 600 active listings. That's just up about 2% from 2018. Total number of acres listed, just shy of 1.3 million acres. That's up 6% from 2018. Average acreage about 2,200 acres. That's up 5% from 2018. And average days on market, 563 days. Down slightly from 2018. Average list price of land per acre, $3,708 an acre. That's up 20% from 2018. Percent of listings on the market currently that have experienced a price reduction is 32%, which is roughly the same as 2018. The average price reduction is 18%. So again, these are still actively listed properties, have not sold, actively listed. And that's down substantially from this time last year in 2018, 22% down. Total sum of all ask prices of all properties on the market, $2 billion, and for fun this year, $120 million in potential commissions. Down 2% from 2018. Okay, so contrasting, let's see here. At the beginning of the year, roughly 600 listings at the beginning of the year. Beginning of 2019, same roughly 600 acres, 600 properties listed. Number of new listings during the year, 487. For a total of any one time on the market in 2019, there was 1,082 properties on the market. Of that, 224 sold, which is 21%. 240 were expired or withdrawn, which is 23%. And then 618 or 56% carried over. We highlighted this last year for the first time, and I still think it's pretty meaningful and important information. More properties leave the market than actually sell. And I think that's not well known and appreciated and understood, especially in the seller community. I think brokers might know this from your guys' own experience, but not sellers. Again, total sales 2019 was 224, that was up 15% from 2018. Percent of sales that sold in 2019 that had a price change were 30%, which is down from 2018. Average percent of the price change was down 29%, and that's down 17% from 2018. Median land value per acre is $1,200 an acre. That was slightly down. Average days on market, 488 days, slightly down. So takeaways, about 20% of listings sold. Again, this is sale data for 2019. About 20% of listings sold. Over 20% were expired or withdrawn. So again, more properties actually leave the market than trade. About 57% carry over. More properties are taken off the market than sell. Sales volume was up, and the rate or the number of price changes was down, and the days of market were down. I always like to reference the USDA data. This is survey data, so this isn't actual sales data, but we find it tracks pretty closely, and I like being able to go back all the way to 2003, and it really shows the run up and the crash and recovery. So green is all cropland, blue is all land, and this brown is native rangeland. So you can see we're pretty recovered based on pre-crash levels, but been pretty flat growth ever since about 2013, 2014. With some slight increase in cropland. So looking at volume of sales over time, and this is again Montana Land Source data, Shows the dip obviously going into 2008, 2009 and recovery, and then kind of variable over the last 5-6 years with an uptick in volume in 2019. So again, looking at total numbers of sales in 2019 versus current listing shows about 2 3/4 years of inventory on the market at any one time. We're going to get into some data breaking up eastern Montana and western Montana, so I put up this map to show how we do that, and it's a county split. Historically it was always talked about a line from Billings to Great Falls, which still holds essentially on this map. This is how we break down east to west. So these graphs show Montana as a whole and eastern Montana and western Montana. So all Montana is in blue, western Montana is in green, and eastern Montana is in yellow. So this shows the volume by year and shows an uptick for western Montana and Montana overall, with more consistent across the board in eastern Montana. A little bit of a rise there too in volume. Looking at median dollar per acres for land, so this is land value only. These are listings and sales, sales without improvements, to get a pure idea of land. Really volatile, you can see, for western Montana. A little more consistent with eastern Montana. Overall, just slightly down from 18 to 19, but up in eastern Montana. This was interesting, new graph I put together on days on market. You can see, so the curvy line is the actual values, and pretty variable, pretty up and down. But when you put a trend line in, it shows pretty consistently an uptrend in days on market. So properties on the market longer over time. Although it has dipped down from 18 to 19, so we'll watch this moving forward. But interesting to think about days on market on the upswing over time. And then this is sales price as a percent of original list price, so what properties sell for versus what they were listed for. And this is fairly conservative. Original list price does not necessarily capture properties that have been relisted by multiple brokers. We're working on that data set as well, because as we all well know, there are properties on the market that have been through multiple brokers and have had dramatic price changes, and we're interested in capturing that data, because I think that'll be interesting. But this is kind of more on the conservative side. Again, it shows a slight uptrend. This is for Montana as a whole since 2015. Sale price in relation to original list price closing. But if you look at it, eastern Montana has been pretty consistent, dancing around 80%. It was lower for the state as a whole and western Montana back in 2015, and has been narrowing as we move into 2019, but still roughly at about 80%. So takeaways for 2019 sales: sale volumes up slightly. Land values down slightly overall, but up slightly in eastern Montana. Days on market are trending upward. Sale prices as percent of listing prices trending upward. And that's my presentation. Anybody have any questions? Thank you. It's always a pleasure presenting to this group.